Hello and welcome back to a brand new Player 2 unboxing. My name is Paul James, and today, thanks to the good folk at Nintendo Australia, we've got our hands on the Nintendo Switch OLED model early. We've been playing Metroid with it. Look forward to our thoughts on Metroid on the website very soon, but I've got the OLED model here, and I'm going to show you through the contents of what is in this pack. Obviously, a lot of speculation for a long time about a Nintendo Switch Pro. It wasn't that. It's this new display, this new console, and we're just going to kind of check out what it all looks like hardware-wise. So let's get into it. Firstly, nice tight form factor in terms of the packaging. I recently got my hands on packaging from the original Switch, and it was not that it was a big package in the first place, but this is far more compact. That's awesome in that sense, but I mean it's outlining, so you can see I've been sent the white model there. There are of course kind of dual coloured ones like this Switch here that again Nintendo thankfully provided in the past, so thank you very much Nintendo for that. But you know, kind of highlighting, hey, you can play remote, you can play with the Kickstand, you can play Joy-Cons free, you can dock it and play it in your console. All of those sort of features that we all know about, they're highlighting that. It's pretty simple, straightforward packaging, Nintendo logo and Nintendo Switch logo plastered absolutely everywhere. But let's get inside and see what is within this pack. So, I'll open the box here. This is not going to be one of those tear-up ones that I've done in the past. I've opened the flap and it's just, again, highlighting kind of what's within, what we should be doing. So we want to make sure we plug in the Switch nice and early before use. I do need to transfer all my data from my old Switch across, my profile and everything, so I plan to do that nice and soon. You get within it, and you can see straight away the Switch itself as well as the Joy-Con. So we'll take both of those out first and have a bit of a look. Now, one of the things that Nintendo really drove home when they first announced this a few months ago was the new and improved Kickstand. Now, firstly, sorry, seeing myself in the reflection here. Look at that crystal clear display that shows me perfectly. The thing that I really wanted to note was the Kickstand and the fact that what we dealt with in the original Switch. This is my launch 2017 Model 1. Was this pretty pathetic little Kickstand that wasn't great for anyone really. Like, it did the job. It was fine. It was successful. It was awesome, but it didn't really offer that much. So what we've got now is a Kickstand that actually extends the whole way, but very smartly, we've got room for the power cord to feed through. Now, the issue that we're still potentially going to face with that, though, is that by placing the power at the bottom, it's still going to be awkwardly, like, power, like, no matter what you do with the Kickstand and the ultimately the Switch is still going to be propped up in a weird way for power. It's not going to be able to balance. So it's interesting what they're going for there, but maybe it works better in practice. We'll see. But the 7-inch display, bit bigger there. Exactly what people have been asking for in terms of size. It was just some other bits and pieces that people were concerned about. So there's the display, the core product itself. The Joy-Con, hopefully without any Joy-Con drift. 2 white Joy-Con. We'll fix those to the side now. And it's that same crisp snap that we got from launch day Switches that I'm sure if you've owned a Switch for a while, it's kind of faded. That snappy click as they slot into place, but a brand new one always sounds good. So there is our Nintendo Switch OLED model with Joy-Con attached. And again, like, for size comparison, if I just kind of stack them one on top of the other, you can see that, I haven't got it lined up perfectly. You can kind of see that increased real estate for the display. A lot of bezel on the original, not so here. It looks like it's, I mean, there's a little bit, nowhere near the same size, and then it's filling up a lot more of that actual screen size, which itself is bigger. So again, I'll just drop the 2 of these, and we'll continue to explore the contents, though it's all the less exciting stuff now. It's the dock, it's the power cable. I know you're excited for a power cable. I am too. So there's the layer there. It's got warranties and instructions and all those sorts of exciting things. We've got high-speed HDMI We've got power. The brick is still the same size as what we've... Oh, maybe it's just a bit smaller. I don't have a power brick... Actually, yes, I do. They're equal in size. Back to back might be the best way to show it. They're just the same size. So we haven't got a smaller brick. But again, like USB-C power, it's all the standard fare there. We've got our frame for our Joy-Con if we wish to insert them. It is important to note that despite the fact that we're dealing with a bigger screen, the Joy-Con are the same size as they always were. So any of your previous Joy-Con, like my Skyward Sword ones here, or my blue and my blue and red ones, they'll transfer across to these just the same as before. You can stick them straight on your new Switch OLED if you wish. No issues either way. Another thing, actually, just I've looked at it again. I've just kind of, it's dawned on me, when it comes to this new dock, it was one angle and one angle only for the original Switches. We've got the kickstand out and that's it. Here we can crank it right back as we wish, all the way forward up to a point as we wish. So we've got 90 degrees there that we're working with, or much closer to 90 degrees in this particular case, which is awesome. So we've got the grip, and that just leaves us with we've got the little bits that you attach to the Joy-Con if you're doing things with the Joy-Con detached, safety and all that. We don't need any Wiimote days of Wiimotes going through windows or that sort of thing. And then the last key important thing, fairly important, is the dock. So Nintendo Switch logos across it. We've got the dock there. At the back, things look a little bit classier. You can kind of see we've got some texturing. Oh no, that's right. It was designed that way. So that actually comes straight off now, as opposed to just being a flap that pulls down. But I mean, there's a little bit of texturing there. But the things that are important, we've got our AC adapter, we've got HDMI, we've got a LAN cable there now, which is something Nintendo's really driving at, which is a bit odd because, I mean, we've had LAN cables in consoles for an eternity, but big deal in the Switch. My question... Two USBs on the side. There we go. So that is our dock that I'll feed everything into once we get going. Let's just drop this into place. Snug. I'm interested, and I'm sure this was reported on somewhere, so I'm probably just missing a memo. How's my old Switch go? Oh! Old Switches will work in the new dock as well. So don't feel the need to toss out your old Switch. If you've got some reason that you might want to keep it, feel free not to toss it out because they do still fit. That is a launch day 2017. This one is a 2019 one where the battery was improved. Obviously, people know that the form factor didn't change, so this will fit just the same. But it's all good. So no matter what Nintendo Switches you've got, aside from the Lite, of course, which can't be docked, you're going to be good regardless. So, the key features of the Nintendo Switch OLED model. The dock, with included 2 USBs, power, HDMI out, LAN cable. I may use the LAN cable in here because I've got my own dedicated Wi-Fi just off camera here. And then the Switch OLED model itself. New and improved kickstand that goes that works the entire. Actually, I shouldn't have even said 90. Closer to 180, probably more like 160 degrees if we're being honest. Can crank that on pretty much any angle to prop it up. That's not even perfect right now. May not be easy to show. The 2 white Joy-Con, but of course you can get them in the dual tone colors that we got with the original launch. That's available as an option for you as well. Spot for our game card. We've got headphones in. The power button, the shape of the power button has changed a bit. It's kind of more ovular as opposed to the circle shape from before. The the volume buttons are a little more subtle. There was kind of a clear rise for those. It's more just push it, tilt it one way or the other in this case. Power at the bottom is still the power at the bottom. And I guess the only thing as we crank it back further is that we've still got our slot for micro SD, though wisely in this particular case, as opposed to the original where it was sticking out the bottom of the kickstand there, directly out the bottom. And sorry, I'll try and frame that right in the middle there. In this case, still at the bottom, but actually slotting into the side there. So it's just a bit more protection, less chance of things popping out of place. Very smart, simple, but very smart design there in that regard. So that's the Nintendo Switch OLED model. It is out tomorrow, as of when you see this video. 540 Australian dollars for either the white or the dual color model. And thank you very, very much to Nintendo Australia for providing us one. You will see a whole host of reviews. You'll see some written content around this piece of hardware as well. But you'll see a whole bunch of reviewed games over the course of the next few months and years. It'll all be based around this model. Metroid, for example, Metroid Dread that comes out same day, tomorrow. You can expect to see that as well. Some really, really cool things. So thank you very, very much to Nintendo for providing us a unit. Just makes things that much easier in terms of production to be able to get early access to these things and get to try out some cool hardware. So that's all she wrote. If you enjoyed this unboxing, please be sure to go and check out the YouTube channels. Like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons are down below, and hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video at the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes Patched, Player 2 Plays, Gamer School. There are more unboxings and a whole bunch more. So there's some awesome stuff there, so please subscribe and go and check it out. Visit the website player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series Patch, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary, where there's been some sensational developer guests on the show in recent weeks and months, and there are more to come, so please subscribe and go and check it out. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. At the lower tiers, early access to episodes, while at the higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. Finally, there's Twitter. You can find me at Paul James Games. The website you'll find at Player2au. Again, thank you very much, Nintendo, for this Nintendo Switch OLED model. I'm really going to enjoy my time with it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.